Hello and welcome back to this phenomenal Friday. Happy Friday, you guys. It'll be Saturday when you're listening to this, a whole 24 hours later. Congratulations. I hope you're having a great Saturday. I hope it's a phenomenal weekend. I am honestly very, very, very excited to get into today's episode. Honesty. Honesty is today's topic. Woo! I know, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. We need to talk. We need to talk. This is our sit down conversation, okay? Honesty is very, very, very important to me. I think honesty above all else is important to me in friendships, relationships, in my work life, in everything, because honesty builds the foundations in which relationships can be formed. I don't think that you can ever have any strong relationship without an honest foundation, even if the truth hurts, okay? The truth hurts, but lies kill, all right? And this last year or so, I've been on a mission to be as chronically honest as I possibly can, because I make the joke that I am a pathological liar in remission. Okay? So it's not like a cute thing like, oh, I can say a few white lies here and there. No. If I say a white lie, it snowballs so quickly, and suddenly I'm lying to my closest friends and family about the stupidest shit. It's a problem that I have. And so I've made such a big effort to be honest. I think when evaluating your own relationship with honesty, it's important to look back, Look back at your childhood. Look back at those first few moments you remember maybe ever being told you were wrong for being honest. I think that's something that I used to have such a hard time with, so I would lie. Let me explain. I feel like I was so afraid of upsetting people or stirring the pot or being a burden that I would just hold my truth in because I didn't want it to affect anyone. Like, even if I thought something that could probably help someone, if I thought, okay, this could maybe impact them in a bad way, I wouldn't share it. And I thought that I was helping everyone by keeping my honest truths to myself. But what I didn't realize was that I was subconsciously creating an inability to be vulnerable and open up to people. I felt like I had to be a different way in order for everyone else in my life to be happy. And I think that goes back to people pleasing and just not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to cause a problem, just caring so much about how everyone's doing that you sacrifice your own integrity. And I don't know, this is really prevalent in my life because I never saw that as an issue until this year. I think this year I really had to have an honest conversation and look at myself and say, I have not been as honest to my closest friends and family as I would like to admit. I feel like I haven't let anyone truly know me because I've been so afraid of rocking the boat or upsetting people, or I've been so afraid that if I show people who I really am, that I won't be accepted. And when I was able to have that conversation with myself, it really showed me that my true friends will see me and hear my honesty, and they will accept me as I am, even though it's imperfect. My true friends will be honest with me. My true friends will appreciate the honesty from me, and our relationships will go deeper because of this. And anything that I lose as a byproduct of being honest was never mine anyways. along with being honest comes, hear me out, you guys, the throat chakra, okay? And to say that I don't know a lot about the throat chakra would be the truth. I don't know a lot about the throat chakra. But let me explain my own voodoo, hippie, weird mental shit that I have with the throat, okay? Trust me, it all ties in. My whole life, I have been a people pleaser. I've been afraid of sharing my opinion. I've been afraid of speaking up, standing up for myself. I've held it all in, right? And I've had so many fucking throat issues my whole life. My whole entire life. Like, I would get like sinus infections. The amount of times that I've had strep throat, insane. The amount of times that I've complained about my swollen lymph nodes, anyone in my life knows. When in doubt, Haley's fucking lymph nodes are inflamed. There's always issues going on here, okay? And junior year of college, I read the book, You Can Heal Your Life. And within this book, it says a whole bunch of hippie voodoo shit of things like, okay, if you don't speak your mind, your throat will hurt and it can lead to disease like in the throat. And then like, if your thoughts are impure, then like it can lead to whatever. It's like really out there. I can't even lie to you. Sometimes I read it now and I'm like, okay, like that's a stretch. But recently I've been thinking that it correlates, okay? When I read this book, I was like, this shit is stupid. This shit is crazy. But over the last year, or like more so 9 months of truly unapologetically speaking my mind to the point where it's a bit much sometimes, I haven't had strep throat. All of my throat problems are getting better. Okay, to be honest, my voice is kind of lost right now and I've like had the lost voice for the last week. But I think that's because whatever, hippie voodoo shit, I think I'm having a hard time with my voice, like physically, because there's a lot of hard conversations that I'm having to have right now. And whatever, it's important that I just like speak my mind and get it out and communicate, whatever. That's literally how I am interpreting my lost voice. Anyways, that's the true thought of where I stand with that. But I truly believe that telling the truth sets you free. All right? And I never realized this until I started telling the truth. I never realized it, but like when you hold things in and when you keep things to yourself, even if you think that they're small, like, Jessica, I can't hang out later because I'm sick, when in reality you're just tired. It's like little things like that, like they weigh on you over time. Like they start to make you feel kind of heavy, like, fuck, like I can't be honest because if I'm honest with them, it's going to hurt their feelings and they're not going to want to be my friend. But the reality is, if they're your true friend, you're going to be able to say, hey, like, Jessica, like, I had a really tough day today and I'm exhausted and I honestly just need some time to be alone, but I would love to reschedule. And that's not you being a flake. That's you being honest, and that's you setting a boundary and showing that you need to take care of yourself. Because the issue with people pleasing and not being able to tell the truth is that you sacrifice your own relationship with yourself. You're basically telling yourself, okay, how you feel doesn't matter because we need to make sure everyone else is okay. But your responsibility is to take care of yourself. And also, your responsibility is to be truthful with your friends. I have had a lot of uncomfortable, hard conversations with my friends over the last few years. Sometimes where it's like, I can't even receive it because I'm like, whoa. You are being so honest. I feel so hurt. I don't know how to react right now. And it's like I have to sometimes take space to be like, okay, my friends are telling me these things because they love me. My friends are telling me these things because they want to help me, they want to see me grow, and because they care about me. No one is trying to tear me down. No one is trying to hurt me. No one is trying to leave me. They are telling me these things because they love me. Truth is love. And sometimes it hurts, but love heals. I truly believe that love is the only thing in this entire world that can heal. Voice crack right there. Voice crack. And I think that when you're being honest out of a place of love, that opens it up to build a foundation of love and honesty and communication. And it's so interesting because the friendships in which I have had hard, honest, truthful conversations are the strongest friendships now that I've ever had in my entire life. And then I look at my other friendships where it's like, ooh, maybe I don't feel as comfortable being truthful with them. Overall, that just shows me I don't feel as comfortable with them in general. And I think there comes a point within every relationship where you need to have a hard conversation. And that hard conversation, I think the first one, makes or breaks the relationship, because it's either, okay, we come together and we have this conversation and we leave it with mutual love, respect, and understanding and growth going forward, or we come together to have this hard conversation and maybe we realize that we are not compatible or we don't agree with certain things and it's time to move on and let this thing go. And either way, I don't think one or the other is wrong, because I think we are all on our own journey at different stages in our journey. And sometimes somebody isn't going to be able to handle the honesty like you are. Or maybe you're not going to be able to take the honesty like they can. And you're going to have to be like, you know what, like, this isn't going to move any further. And that can be hard. And I feel like personally, in my own personal life, I am there right now with a few of my friendships where I'm kind of like, all right, like, this is make or break. Like, this might be the end of the road. And that makes me sad sometimes to know that, like, this could be the end of a friendship. But what gives me peace is knowing that I know that I am making the right decisions for myself and in my highest integrity. And I know that when I fuck up, because I do and I will, I know that I will have the awareness to take accountability for what I have said and move forward out of a place of love. And I'm recognizing that if the people in my life can't do the same, then that's okay. And all in our own time, we come to that. And also, we all have our different levels of depth in relationships. And not everyone goes as deep, and not every relationship has to go as deep. It doesn't have to be as honest. Some friendships can just be silly and fun and chill, and that's amazing. But for me, I feel like I'm a pretty deep person, and having a few friendships who are really honest, really reliable, really loyal, that is so much more important to me than having a lot of friends that I can just have fun with. I think it's also important in a work setting to be able to stand up for yourself. And I have had to practice that a few times this last year when I've been at work and I'm like, okay, well, I need this, like, from you, like, as a boss, or like as someone who I work with, like as a coworker, to be like, okay, or like if I need like maybe more money from a job, being able to have those mature conversations in a professional way to be like, hey, just to be transparent with you, financially, I need X, Y, and Z. And that has been very, very helpful and like lifted a huge weight off of my shoulders, because up until this year, I've always felt like I need to just like be a good employee and worker and like keep my head down, and like I'll just trust that like everyone has like my best interests at heart. But what I've realized is you won't get what you don't ask for. And if you don't have the conversations and if you don't put yourself out there, then it's like you are always going to be receiving the bare minimum, Because the truth of the matter is, the universe, the world, the people around you, they respond to what you think that you deserve. And if you never speak up for what you deserve, then they will never give it to you. Truly. I have realized that, and I have also realized that sometimes in being honest about what you need and what you deserve, sometimes the right thing to do is to walk away and to realize that maybe you aren't as aligned with certain people, places, or things as you thought. And it's okay to recognize that and be like, okay, I know what I need. I know what I deserve. And I know that I will find that and I will create that for myself going forward. And I also think it's just important to be able to foster that honesty with yourself from a place of love, which I think is really hard and something that I struggle with honestly on a daily basis, is to be like honest with myself about how I'm feeling and about what I actually need. Because sometimes I think I get so wrapped up in my life and in my friendships and in my work that I forget to truly prioritize and take care of myself. For example, I don't know, socially, I feel like I've just been running around a lot, and I've been trying to wear a lot of different hats and be there for all of my friends, because I'm understanding now more than ever the importance of friendships and truly showing up for people. And I've had a hard time balancing that with taking care of myself, like going to the grocery store and cooking healthy meals for myself, or prioritizing my workouts and prioritizing my sleep and prioritizing my journaling and my music and my podcast and all of my hobbies, because all of those things are important to me and they help me make sure that my cup is full enough to give to everyone else. And I feel like today, maybe even right now, is the first time that I'm recognizing that I need to be giving myself more love, more rest, more reassurance that I'm doing a good job, because I want so badly to be a good friend to everyone in my life, to be a good coworker, employee, boss, to be a good person to the strangers that I meet. And sometimes it's okay to recognize that maybe you need to take a step back and just be a good person for yourself. Now I'm feeling emotional, because I think sometimes, even though I started off this episode being like, you trying to people please and make sure everyone's okay by not telling them the truth, puts you in a tough position with yourself, I'm like still realizing that I am doing the same exact thing. Like, I'm trying to be there for everyone else, but it's like I'm sabotaging myself by not also being there for myself. And yeah, holy shit. Everything that I preach ever is literally just a reflection of the advice that I need to give myself. Like, I hope that, like me sitting here yapping on my podcast is never because I have some crazy wisdom or some crazy advice. It's just because whatever I say on here is exactly what I need to hear. And for some reason, I figure that out by speaking it into the world, which is a really random cool thing. Honesty is important because love is honest, and love is detached, and love is comfortable, and love is so many things. And you deserve true, deep, meaningful relationships who will have hard conversations with you because they love you and they want to see you be happy and grow and succeed. And I hope you know, if you're listening to this, that you are so loved. You deserve it. And it's important to cultivate that within yourself. So I think that's all I have this week. I feel like I literally need to hop off this and just fucking give myself a hug and lay down and maybe meditate for a few minutes, honestly, just to be so real with you. But yeah, love you. I hope something that I said today resonated. But if not, I'll just see you guys next week. Bye bye. Love you guys.